like the light is a bit dim today. We'll see how it works. Maybe I'll put one more light on. Didn't change a thing. Okay. Just let yourself settle into whatever seat you have underneath you. Take a moment. This idea of just coming inward, dropping into yourself and out of the external world. It's a practice. And so you feel like you are withdrawing your senses, starting to move inward to get your cues and the collection of information that you're doing all the time. Instead of getting it from the five senses from their external gathering, they just go inward. They pay attention to places that feel stiff or tight or relaxed or hungry, tired. I don't know, strong, fragile, lots of different words. But you go in to find the sensations that help you interpret how things are doing on the inside. That word is pratyahara, withdrawal of the senses. And it's the precursor to meditation, really. It is our practice when we come to our yoga practice to move with breath, two of the limbs of yoga, withdraw our senses, and then the next one is to concentrate your focus just here right now. So we stop all multitasking and we just pay attention to what's here right now. So perhaps your eyes are closed. And you're starting to notice the movement of breath in your body. Feeling the breath just oscillate from the bowl of your pelvis all the way to the top of your head. Because if you could visualize it moving up and down your spine. Let the sit bones relax down into the chair. Allow the crown of your head to feel like it's gently drawn towards the ceiling. One end of your body settling downward and the top end of your body rising up. Just notice how that feels. Enjoy the deep breaths that are coming in and out. And just notice any undercurrents. The first sensations that your body's offering you to tune in to tell you how you're doing today. And then your fingers just slide out to the ends of your knees. Begin to do your cat-cow poses where you tuck your chin into your chest, roll the spine behind you, exhaling the air out, and then inhaling a nice tall spine. Exhaling to curl down again. Feel yourself stretching into that cat and that cow pose. Use the breath to let you rise up and sit tall, and use the exhale to help you curl inward. Return yourself to that nice tall spine. Lift the shoulders to your ears, roll them down your back, and let those arms open wide. Feel the shoulder blades sort of squeeze together around your spine, and then let those shoulders pull away from the spine. Let's use an inhale and an exhale. There's a glide on your back body as the shoulder blades just slide over the top ribs. The rib cage itself is still, the spine is tall and straight. Keep your head soft, the neck relaxed. Breathing in, breathing out. And then let those hands release. The shoulders can come to the ears and they can roll down the back a couple of times. Hands just lift to heart center as we twist the spine right and left. Turn, inhale back to center, turn the opposite way. Inhale back to center. Imagine the muscles doing this work are the muscles right down the center column of your spine. It's not your shoulders pulling, it's not the side body pulling, it's coming right from the spinal muscles. Coming back to center, again, shoulder rolling down the back. Let the right hand land on the side of your chair, left hand sweeps up and over. Breathe in to come up through center. Breathe out to go to the other side. Remember, if the arms do not want to sway, you're welcome to do the same pose with just fingertips on shoulder caps, because we're looking at the side body bend. The space between your armpit and your waist, just feeling it open as you allow yourself to fall to the side. Using your breath to guide you back to center and the exhale to help that side bend happen. Even just noticing how good it feels to have your movement and your breath in symmetry. Coming all the way back up, shoulders lift to ears. Roll down your back with a big exhale. Nice. Fingers and hands start to do rotations. The palms are spread really wide. You're extending out at each fingertip as wide as you can. Rolling those palms up, open and closed, forward and back. And then just start to roll wrists. Whichever direction you're going, let yourself also change and go the opposite direction. And then allow the movement to come to your elbow pits, where you think about them turning to the floor and turning up. Whole rotation in the arm happening when you start to engage that elbow. Breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out. Arm bone goes into shoulder socket, where there's an open and a close, an open and a close. Nice. You're feeling the whole arm now move forward and externally rotate back. Feel how your shoulder blades start to pull down your spine and lift up towards your ears as the arms invite them to move. You're sliding them up and down on the back body. Nice. And then let the whole spine get involved. Bigger cat-cows. Exhale, curling in. Inhale to a big open. Exhale, curling in. Inhale to a big open. Hands come down onto your lap. Nice work. Then just think about your head. Can you drop the right ear to the right shoulder? Maybe the left hand stretches down beside you. Take the chin, roll it down to point towards the floor. Take it back to center, and then let that chin float up, center, down, center, up. Yeah. Just whatever range of motion feels good. Chin back to center, then let the ear come away from the forehead. Stacked on your spine again. Left ear to left shoulder. Right arm might need or might want to just fall beside you for a little bit of traction away, pulling downward on those side muscles of the neck. And then do the same with the chin. You drop it down towards the shoulder, bring it back to center, and then lift it only as far as you want. Back to center and down, center and up. Yeah. Nice. And then release. Shoulders roll down the back, lengthen the crown of the head to the sky. Let the fingers go out to the ends of the knees. And then just let yourself do a couple more cat-cows. Rolling into the back, lifting up. Good. I'm gonna bring my bum closer to the edge of the chair as I start to think about hula hoops. So the hula hoop isn't right at the waist in this visualization. It's kind of up underneath the armpits. You're really imagining that the upper body can do these big, big circles. Yeah. Whichever direction you're going, let yourself change and go the other way. Nice. Good. Bum right on the edge of the chair. Heels underneath hips. Lean yourself forward. And just feel as you lean forward how the soles of the feet connect down into the ground, how the legs get strong. And then as you lift up the bum, kind of in that crouch spot, hands can be on the legs, but start to let yourself lengthen. Maybe you'll do some cat-cows here, feeling how much you're capable of flattening your back. Nice. Nice. Perhaps these hands just go down onto the seat of the chair. If that feels like it's too low for you, you can also put your hands on the back of the chair and you can be here. If the seat of the chair feels like it's available to you, you can let that happen. Bend your knees if it gives you more capacity to let hands land on the seat. I'm going to leave my right hand there. Left hand drops, opens to shoulder height, and then a little lift, a little turn of the chest. Drop that hand to chair. Opposite hand drops to floor, lifts to shoulder height, and a little lift. You don't have to turn anything too much. Yeah. I've got that bend in my knees still. Not trying to power out anything. Rising on an inhale, releasing on an exhale. Rising on an inhale, releasing on an exhale. Yeah. So notice here how it might feel to let your head hang. For some of you, you might want to stay just at that nice flat back, depending on how it feels in the spine. But for some of you, if you hang on to the edge of the chair and let your head really, really release. Some of you might even be grabbing hold of elbows and hanging here, or hands on chair. You're thinking of the spine just falling out of the hips, that nice long stretch through the low back. For some of you, that feels really good. It's really individual, so do the version of the pose that feels best in your body, whether you're going to stay flat back, a bit lower, or really hang. Always the backs of our legs get tight here, so a bend in the knees can help the spine feel like it can flex further. Nice. Come out really slow. Anytime we let our head hang below our heart, there's a little bit of blood pressure adjustment happening in the body. So we just let that neutralize as we let ourselves have a flat back. You can play around here with just lifting up onto your tippy toes and coming back down. Good. Bend into the knees and sweep your hands up to the sky. And bring the fingers down to the heart. Good. Inhale, hands come up to the sky. Exhale, fingers to heart. Inhale, hands to the sky. Exhale, hands to heart. One more. Go the opposite direction now, so the fingers will lift up to the sky and the palms sweep down. Lift up to the sky. Palms sweep down. Last one. Sweet. Feet hip distance apart for sure. Your hands can be on your hips here. You can also have that chair close by for any kind of balance and support. We're going to do some side bends. So here's one option to just side bend. If you're standing right behind the chair, you can side bend with your fingers holding it. You can side bend with your hands on your hips. You can also side bend with your hands way above your head and just roll to each side. You do what your body wants you to do. Remember, we have all these benefits of doing yoga in the privacy of your own home. You just get to modify the way your body wants you to modify. We're all learning to listen to ourselves with a bit more intelligence. Yeah. Whatever version. Good. And then come back to center. This time, instead of the spine wiggling, see if your hips can go side to side. Really reaching them over to the right, over to the left. Yeah. Good. And then start to think about a hula hoop with the hips. This time, that hula hoop is around the waist and not around the armpits. You're going whatever direction feels right. And then letting yourself change directions to go the other way. So good. Nice. With your fingers on the back of your chair, let yourself reach out into that nice tractioning of the spine. The knees can be bent and the bum reaches back behind you. Perhaps your head just drops between your elbows. Perhaps the arms are really wide on the chair so that it feels like you can go a bit lower through those shoulders. Breathe. Breathe. Now coming up, if the chair in front of you feels nice and stable, then you can lift one leg. Lift one leg behind you, put it back down, Lift the other leg behind you. Put it back down. Doesn't matter how high you go. You can have the forearms on the chair. You can be further out with the hands, palms extended or arms extended, hands on chair. For me, it depends. It's how big my room is. Yeah. Okay, good. Bend into those knees and then let yourself come all the way up to standing. Sweet. So behind the chair, take a step back with your right foot, push it into the mat. Feel the heel release down to the floor, lengthen up through the top body. Soften the shoulders down the back and then just begin to let yourself fold forward. Yeah. So good. Nice. Inhale, letting yourself come all the way up. There's a gentle bend in that front knee. Back foot steps forward. Left foot steps back. Strong, straight legs. Gently fold down. Feel what's going on in those legs as you fold forward. Keep the breath moving. Just let the backs of the legs open and release a little bit. Inhale, coming all the way back up. Gentle bends in the knees. Step that foot forward, back with the right again. This time you bend that front knee. Beautiful. So put your right hand on the chair in front of you and then reach back with your left hand. So I've got my left knee forward and my left hand back. So whichever knee you have forward, twist so that the same hand is reaching behind you. Good. Hand comes forward. They both lift to sky. They both come down. Yeah, good work. Buoyant knees. Step right forward, left back. Reach into that front knee again. So my right knee is forward. My left hand's going to be on the chair. I'm going to take my right hand back behind me. Just letting that twist happen. Gentle. Fluid breath. And bring that back. Good. Buoyant into the knee. Hands up. Fingers down. Back foot steps forward. Sweet. Paddle it out a little bit. Good. Right foot lunges. So this is just the ball of the foot going down onto the floor. And then that left knee settles. So here, it's almost like a gentle pulsing. You're going to let the front knee reach forward, let the back heel stretch down, let the hips sink towards the floor. And just notice the stretches you're creating. If it feels like that front knee is going too far forward, sometimes you can widen your stance so that you're never reaching the knee too far forward, and you'll still get the stretch in that back hip. Nice. Step forward and go to the other side. So ball of the foot reaches back, plants on the floor. Gently releasing yourself down into that lunge. Use your breath to sink you low. We're getting lots of work here in the hips and the back toes. Work in the front thighs. It releases the knee. Yeah. Good. Take that back foot, step it forward. Nice. I'm going to come to a side stance now. Right hand touches the chair, right toes point to the chair, left foot steps back. And then my hips kick sideways. So as my hips go sideways, my spine starts to reach forward in front of that chair. Perhaps this is my pose. Front hand resting, top hand on hip. If you feel like you want to go further, That hand can rest lower on the chair, top hand can lift up, or bottom hand can release even to the leg, top hand can lift. So you find the version that works for you. Yeah. We come out of this pose from the soles of our feet. So press into the soles of the feet. Feel like the legs are where the movement's going to come from. They're going to help move the pelvis back to center, and the body will just float up. Nice. Step forward. So now you'll just step back with the opposite foot, left toes pointed to the chair, right toes pointed away, hips kick back. Same thing, choose bottom arm on back of chair, top hand on hip, rolling that chest open. Maybe you let the top hand float. Choose what the bottom hand wants to do. Push into the feet to come out, fortify those legs, move the legs and the pelvis to just lever the spine back up. Step forward with that back foot. So good. All right, we're gonna do the left again. Left foot steps back, and this time the front knee bends. Yeah. So here's your options here. You can stay in this pose, hands out, or you can lift hands above, straighten front leg, and then come into a front knee bend again. Breathe in, breathe out. If you only want to do one hand, breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in. So the front knee moves towards the chair. Your body's sort of facing sideways. The side of your body's facing the chair. Yeah. Breathe and sweep. Dancing warrior, they call this. You can feel the work in that front leg. And then hands come down. Front knee, buoyant, a little bit bendy. Back foot takes a big step forward. I'm going to move my chair so I can do the other side. Left toes point to the chair, right foot takes a big step out, and the front knee bends again. Good. You know your modifications. You can do whatever you like here. Arms come down, knee bends, arms lift, knee straightens. Remember to add breath to this pose. Good. Hand up, knee straightens, coming down. Maybe this is your inhale. Maybe that's your exhale. If you're going opposite, it doesn't matter. Yeah. Getting some rotation in that front thigh as well here. Good. Nice. Coming back down. Hand relaxes. Front leg stays buoyant. You can step forward with that back foot, or you can just jump it forward. Let's do a traction back bend here again. Bend into the knees, reach the hips. If your arms don't want to do it that much, do the same pose with your elbows bent on the back of the chair, just so you can really get into the spine. Nice work. Allowing yourself to come all the way back up again. Beautiful. So let's get it one more twist happening in there. Usually the wall can be a nice place for a twist. So if you have that wall close to you, I'm going to get you to just put one palm on the wall, kind of down below you, and then start to sweep it behind you. So if I'm right beside my door and my hand can go on the door, and then sweep the hand back behind me. And then all I'm going to do is twist my body away from the wall, away from the door, and feel that big opening in through the chest. Breathe. Drop the hand. Don't go too far, or else you'll strain something in that shoulder. Other hand can do the same thing. I'm going to put it against the wall, Slide it back behind me. And then turn my chest slightly away from the wall, towards the middle of my room. Breathe deep. And then release that position. Okay, so 2 options for your next pose. I have some blocks, so I can put the blocks by my wall and 1 foot on those blocks, and then twist my chest towards the wall. So this time I'm twisting into the wall. If you don't have the blocks, you just put 1 hip up against the wall. You could even put 1 foot in front of each other. So you don't have blocks, but you put the foot closest to the wall forward, the other foot back, press the hip into the wall, and still turn the body towards the wall. So it doesn't matter if you have blocks. They're just 2 different versions. 1 foot in front of each other, 1 foot on block, and then gently twist your body. My back hand kind of stays down here. If you've got lots of rotation in the shoulders, your hands can come up like this. Some of you will even find that you can tip your head behind you. Some of you will find that that's too much for the neck. So just play with what feels good there. This hand is fine, just down behind you though. Yeah, back here. Nice. Breathe up and down, the whole spine all the way into that standing leg, and then unwind. Let yourself come out of that pose. If you did use blocks, they can move so that your opposite foot can go on the blocks. And if you're not using blocks, whoops, left foot in front of right. Lengthen out and turn your body. Breathe up and down your spine. Feel that nice twist into the wall. Gorgeous. And then untangle from that side too. Breathing in. Nice. Keep wanting to traction that low spine today. So let's come back to here after the twist and do this pose. So your knees bent, your bum goes back behind you. If this feels fine, you can let your hands go down to the seat of the chair. You could also let your elbows come to here and hang your head. You can also let the fingers go down towards the floor and hang your head. You're going into whatever version feels right for a forward fold. Know that there's lots of variations, and you're going to do the one that is best for you. Flat back, a little bit lower, a little bit lower, a little bit lower. You're not in competition with anyone. You are in cooperation with your own body. I know that for some people, this forward fold feels delicious, especially if you let the backs of your legs be bent so it can be a spinal flexion. I know for some people it's excruciating. So do the one that's not excruciating, please. Nice. Come up slowly, especially if you've had your head hanging below the heart. You're going to come up gently, gently, gently. Knees buoyant. And eventually you're standing up, letting the blood pressure regulate for a moment. Let's just stand in Tadasana. So perhaps you're still facing the chair, hands hanging onto the back of the chair. Roll the shoulders down the back. Steady your gaze. Feel the blood moving around in your body. Nice. All right, we're going to find some twists now. So a lot of those today. If you're going to stay in your chair instead of going to the floor today, so some of these twists could be just cross one leg over the other, put the left hand to the right knee, right hand back behind you. If you want to be able to take this to the floor, I would sit on height. So I would sit on blocks or a big bolster or a folded blanket. That could be your option too, some folded blankets. And it's the same thing as what we were doing on the chair. I'm going to take my left foot over top of my right. This time it's my right hand hanging on and my left hand does the twist behind me. Put your left hand into your low back. Just gently twist. If that foot doesn't want to cross over, it can stay on the same side. You're twisting towards the bent knee. Untangle. Remember, you can do this in the chair too. For me now, my right knee is going to bend. Either stay on the inside of the thigh or go to the outside of the thigh. Left hand holds it. Right hand comes into the low back twist. Coming back to center. Good. Let both legs stretch right out in front of you. Point the toes, flex the toes, point the toes, flex the toes. Just notice the backs of your legs as they stretch towards the floor. You can have any kind of knee bend that you like here, whatever supports you. Good. So bend both knees now. You can choose if you just take those legs out a little bit wider. For some of you already are going, nope, not gonna happen. So you can be here, just trying to sit up straight, hanging onto your knees. Perhaps the legs are really far out in front of you. Your hands holding the knees, trying to just get your spine to be a bit taller. Okay, so there's some modifications. I'm on height, legs out in front of me, trying to sit tall. Some of you who have the flexibility could even come into your Malasana squat. I know there's lots of variations here. Do the one that's best for you. Breathe. If you're sitting in the chair, you're probably just hanging on to the ends of your knees and trying to lengthen the spine. Roll the shoulders down the back. Rise through the crown of your head. Lift the chest. Good. Nice. If I stretch my legs right out in front of me again, sometimes the backs of the knees feel a little bit susceptible. They're a little bit worried. You could put folded blankets or couch cushions underneath those knees so that it feels like everything's supported nicely. Good. Bring hands to your heart and just twist to look at your right toes. Twist to look at your left toes. As if you want to just align where your breastbone, your sternum goes. Down one leg. Twist it to face the other leg. Yeah. Nice. Good. Coming back to center. Both those knees bend now, and you can bring them in wherever they're comfortable. Drape your hands over your knees and then just drop your forehead down. Isn't there a famous statue that is this position? Take deep breaths. Nice. Then lift yourself out of it. Good. So I'm going to do legs up the wall now. You're going to bring yourself so that you're probably at least 2 blocks away from the wall with your bum. So your bum isn't nestled right up against the wall. It's got at least that far between it. Remember, whatever support you need under your spine, you're going to create that support. And for sure you want a pillow. So you're going to add that as well. I'll change my computer focus so you can see it better. There we go. All right, so as you come down to the floor, I'm going to sit kind of at the edges of my blocks, roll down onto each elbow, roll up onto my legs, and let the heels reach up the wall. Take some time to just adjust underneath you. And then just settle the back into the floor. Settle the shoulders down. Maybe you even want the knees to be bent for a moment. Just noticing what is most relaxing for you. Really, the rule here is that you want your tailbone to be touching the floor. You don't want your tailbone to be curled up in any way. You can keep your hands on your belly. You can open your arms out wide and feel a stretch across your chest. You can even take the hands up a little bit higher, feeling that stretch then through the shoulders and the chest. So you're going to where the arms are comfortable, or maybe just a little bit of a stretch. Three positions here. Two of them pretty accessible when our bums are this far away from the wall. Just here, legs up, draining into the cavity of our torso, giving our blood pressure a bit of a challenge. Supporting all our internal organs. Resting our back body, breathing deep. Next version of this pose is to open the legs out a little bit wider. Some of you will have limitations in your wall space, so you'll only be able to open the legs so wide. Some of you will have limitations in the tightness of your internal thigh, your inner thigh. Some of you will feel like you can go really wide. Just pick the one that feels best. Keep the low back feeling supported, feeling safe. Don't open the legs into anything that has tension or pain. Rotate the inner thighs inward, let the knees and toes point up to the ceiling, and then let them fall open again. Use the inner thighs as the modality of rotating in and relaxing back out. If your legs are too far apart and this is triggering your back, just bring the heels closer together and try it with the legs higher up the wall. Imagine you're dropping some WD-40 into your hip sockets, and then you're just moving the thigh bone around, really lubricating that joint, that hinge. Good. And then bring the feet to be flat against the wall. Your right knee can come into chest, and you're just going to squeeze and release. Squeeze and release. If you want more work here, When you squeeze the knee in, you can also lift your head up towards the knee and then exhale, lower the head down to your pillow. So you can do the version where your head lifts and lowers, or you can keep the head relaxed and settled and squeeze the knee in and out. I'm sure if you try just one, your body will tell you exactly which one it wants to do. And then put that right foot up against the wall again. Bring the left knee into the chest. Same thing, you're going to do the squeeze and release. Choosing whether or not you want to lift your head, crunching it in towards your knee as it draws in. Or if you're going to take the head resting version today. And then that foot goes against the wall again. Raise your legs up the wall. The right heel crosses the left shin and comes down. You just gently press that right thigh towards the wall. If it feels like you can do a deeper stretch, all you need to do is bend the left foot against the floor, and automatically you'll be pushing that right shin closer to your chest. So I find that you get to modify this pose by choosing where you put the left foot on the wall. The more extended and higher the foot, the more open the contraction, the compression, and the lower you drop your foot, the more you reach this right thigh, right shin into your chest. Release. Do the other side, both legs straight up. Left crosses right, slide it down. Press that left shin towards the wall. Choose how much you want to bring the right foot down. Remember to breathe deep. Sweet. Undo. Final pose, you guys get to choose. If your legs feel happy up the wall there, leave them there. If you feel like they want to come back down to the floor, you can shuffle yourself away from the wall. Just tent the knees together. If your chair is close by, you can drop the calves onto the seat. Go ahead. You're just choosing whatever final resting pose feels good for you. The goal of Shavasana is to be comfortable so that you can be still. Settle into stillness. Feel your breath move in your body. Notice what sensations are being recorded and reported back to you. Your body has just prepared itself through breath and movement for this stillness and this silence. So at this point, if you feel like you'd like to extend your Shavasana, maybe you're ready for a nap, maybe you're ready for some meditation, just consider getting yourself comfortably situated for that next goal. And if you're going to get up and moving again today, allow movement to come back into your wrists and ankles. Perhaps deepen your breath. Good. And then letting yourself draw back up to seated, if that's what you're choosing. As slowly as you need to. Thanks, everyone. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you, Jill.
Thank you,
Namaste.
Jill.
Have a good day.